Matthew Fitzpatrick died on the 11th of December 2010. Matthew, with his roots in East Galway indeed, was living in Mannheim in Germany. And on the 22nd of April in the Dublin's Coroner Court in Dublin, a jury returned an open verdict on his death. And on Matthew's repatriation to Ireland, a second autopsy was carried out in Dublin by the Deputy State Pathologist, who identified numerous injuries to Matthew's body. His family have set up a wonderfully interactive website called justiceformatthew.com. And Matthew's brother Patrick joins me on line 2 today. Patrick, good morning to you.
Good morning, Keith. How are you?
First off, condolences. Secondly, I'd heard of the case, and you've gone through some huge trauma in December and since December. And the police in Mannheim in Germany put Patrick's death down to suicide. The family and the website is very strong in their defence of that, and you believe that others were involved in his death.
Absolutely, Matthew did not kill himself at all whatsoever. We knew that from the very first moment we were informed of Matthew's death. I think certainly with a lot of conversations that we've had over the last 4 months, not only with the German police, with people who knew, worked with Matthew and who were friends of Matthew, the big picture started to form very, very quickly. You know that there was very, very suspicious circumstances behind Matthew's death. I think the way that the police in Germany carried out the initial investigation, was appalling. And in our view, certainly it was something that they wanted to sweep under the carpet very quickly. I think one of the most important things as part of the case and building the case to show that Matthew didn't kill himself was on his repatriation to Ireland. As you stated, the Deputy State Pathologist carried out an autopsy. The differences between the two autopsies, the one that was carried out it was actually carried out in Heidelberg, which is near Mannheim, and the one carried out in Dublin is dramatically different. Even in the timescales that it took them to do the autopsies, one was less than 2 hours, and the one in Dublin was beyond 7 hours. A lot of what was found in Dublin wasn't found or documented in Germany. I think on the basis of that alone, calls for a reopening of the investigation without a doubt. But also there's a lot of circumstances around Matthew's death that should have been looked at properly. And certainly in the early stages of the police in Mannheim's investigation, there was some key signals that they should have spotted very, very quickly. To look at this with a lot more suspicious, or look at Matthew's death with suspicious circumstances behind it.
Now, he was found dead on Saturday morning, the 11th of December 2010, 2 days before he planned a trip back to Ireland. Now, there's a lot of material on the website, and I won't go into it because I wouldn't like to prejudice the case, but you have a very strong case for putting pressure on the police to revisit this.
Absolutely. I mean, the evidence is there, certainly from the second autopsy carried out, but also the German police certainly took statements from what would be considered as an unreliable witness, and didn't follow things through to find out for themselves. There was actually no real investigation carried out at all whatsoever.
Why, Patrick, to cut across you, why did it take so long? Your family, God love you, you've been through enough on this one. You were notified of Matthew's death on the 12th of December,
yes.
36 hours after his death.
Yes, and I need to state this as well, that the Mannheim police have never contacted my parents. We were given 15 minutes airtime with the Mannheim police in Germany on I think it was the 15th of December, and that's what we were given. We were informed of Matthew's death by his ex-girlfriend's brother a day and a half later, and at no point has any official in Germany contacted my parents. You know, and
how are they coping through this?
I think any family dealing with the death of a loved one is a very, very difficult thing to understand and to get through. I think the circumstances behind Matthew's death, the way that Matthew has been treated and the way the family have been treated is shocking. I think we'll never recover from this. Matthew was one of the greatest guys that you could ever meet, and Matthew was an infectious person, and he made an impact on everybody wherever he went. And Matthew travelled the world with his work, and the support that his friends and his contacts have given his family has been amazing. But we'll never recover from this. I mean, this is completely and utterly shocking. I think from Matthew's brothers and sisters' point of view, we have our lives and our families, and we have our distractions in life. But my parents will continue to suffer, but our priority is to get justice for Matthew, and that will allow my parents then to get on with their grieving.
Did the Department of Foreign Affairs, Patrick, in any way assist? I know they would have assisted with the repatriation at the time, and
Sure.
and that. But have they even the new government, have they said to any of you in the Fitzpatrick family, listen guys, we'll give you a little bit of a dig out on this one, and talk to their counterparts over there? Have the Gardaí done anything like that?
Well, first of all, on Matthew's repatriation to Ireland, the Thomas McManus, he's a detective sergeant in Tala Garda Station, has been extremely helpful to the family over the last 4 months. The problem we have is that their hands are tied because it's out of their jurisdiction. This happened in Germany. The Irish Embassy in Germany itself has no jurisdiction over German law and can't interfere, but they can provide support for us now. Our liaison officer and our liaison person within the Irish Embassy in Berlin has been extremely helpful. But there's only so far that they can go, and they can't influence German law. What we need to happen, and the whole point of this website is to get the attention of the Irish politicians, and especially the Minister for Foreign Affairs, to apply pressure on the German authorities.
I mean, the Minister for Foreign Affairs is a Galway guy. I mean, your family is in Portumna, and Eamon Gilmore is an East Galway man as well. I mean, surely he will meet you, I'm sure. I'm not speaking on his behalf.
We're expecting to meet with Eamon Gilmore. We had to wait until the Coroner's Court, which is just before Easter. I think Easter is kind of the bank holiday weekends have kind of gotten in the way, and
silly season,
obviously. Yeah. So I think we're certainly in contact with Eamon Gilmore's office, and we're trying to get a meeting with him very quickly. I mean, our priority is that this needs to happen quickly, and it shouldn't fade away. So, the more pressure that we can put on politicians to actually get to meet with them to discuss what has happened is very, very important to get this pushed quickly.
Patrick, and I'm not being in any, and don't pick me up wrong, but since your brother's death, since prior to Christmas, when I got wind of the death, indeed, anybody that I've spoken to in the Portumna East Galway region said from before he was repatriated that this was not suicide. So if it was known that far back, and you have the information from the coroner's office, and you've got it from the state pathologist's office, surely to God, if right was right, this case should be reopened in Germany with immediate effect.
Without a doubt. I mean, we've tried speaking to the German authorities. We've put several cases of certainly the circumstances around Matthew's death to them. None of them have been taken on, and all have been ignored. There was one point where myself and my brother sat in front of the two police officers involved in Matthew's case, challenging them over his death, and we were completely dismissed. The circumstantial evidence, or the statements that the witness that they listened to was completely outrageous, but they never followed anything through. We had told them and informed them how wrong they were, and they never followed anything through.
So they accepted information which was given to them as being bona fide, and they went with that and said, that's it, that's it. He was found where he was found. But when you see it in black and white, and again, I'm being very careful here, and all you have to do is go to justiceformatthew.com, justiceformatthew.com, and when your sister Laura sent it to me last evening, I have to say I was slightly bothered when I read some of the content of it. But when you read it in black and white there, and you go through the facts of the case and how you can help, and Matthew himself and the message board and the news updates, it really is fairly simple in black and white.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's obvious to everybody that a proper and thorough and professional investigation has to be carried out. They have made assumptions and presumptions on Matthew's death, assumptions and presumptions on what happened that night, and nothing has been followed through. We had provided the German police with the names of people we had spoken to, and they never followed up. They never interviewed, never investigated further. I have sent emails to the prosecutor, the chief prosecutor in Mannheim, as well as the detective that was involved in the case, and I have not had a response back. We've provided them with the new information, we won't call it new information. The information was there, but they chose not to look at it. We provided them with the information of the deputy state pathologist, and they haven't responded back. The German embassy was invited to the coroner's court and they declined the invitation. So they are, in my view, and in our family's view, trying to wash their hands of this, but they are going to have to pay attention to what happened, because, we live in a civilized society, and Europe is supposed to be united in many ways, and you cannot ignore the information that's in front of them. And whatever about the circumstantial evidence behind Matthew's death, the physical evidence from the deputy state pathologist is critical, and that should be looked at, because those injuries cannot be caused to yourself.
No, and not putting words in your mouth, but do you believe that he was murdered?
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Rest the case from there. Patrick, keep strong. Let's hope that the national media pick up on this. Your sister Laura has been doing a very good job distributing the website details. justiceformatthew.com. Listen, thanks for taking a break from a business meeting, Patrick, today.
Yeah, no problem. Keith, can I just say one final thing?
Please do, yeah.
I just want to say on behalf of the family, the people of Portumna in County Galway have been extremely helpful and supportive of the family, so we can't thank them enough.
And they will continue to be. All you want is justice, Patrick. You're not asking for too much more. All you want is justice, and you just want to lay Matthew Fitzpatrick in peace once and for all, and let your family get on with life. Regards to the family, and our thoughts and prayers are with you today. When you read it, go to justiceformatthew.com. Just go to it straight away and just have a look at it. It's an amazing site, guys. It really is an amazing site. Whoever put it together is to be commended. But 250 people online as we speak. It's increasing all the time. 2,540 people have viewed the site so far. But just go on to justiceformatthew.com. Disturbing. The facts are there. The full result, indeed, of the post-mortem is there. The Irish post-mortem. Everything is there. Not for the faint-hearted, but if you can assist in any way, if you're a politician listening to us in Dáil Éireann, if you can bend the ear of Amy Gilmore, get that meeting set up quickly. I mean, it's not that long ago to Christmas when this took place. And as you heard from Patrick Fitzpatrick there, he feels his brother was murdered and the German authorities and police are not taking it seriously.